Just a couple of moments away from kicking this bad boy off. Again, the stakes. You win, you make your way into the main stage. You lose, you're on the outside looking in for a little while here. Fischer Fumbler starting off on the attacking side. Spike leaning towards B, and that is where a lot of the Killjoy utility is so far.
Yeah, it looks like they're setting up to just do some default utility. Maybe a Sova Dart close mid, KO knife for market, and a smoke on Cat. But what's interesting to me is the Omen and the Jet for Fischer Fumbler starting top mid. So everything they're showing right now is a heavy lean towards an A split. But this alarm bot is so deep in mid that kind of allows for Catface to have a good understanding of what's going on.
Luna's going to have a lot to do here. The dash has been procced. The flash was not good. And now Balloon can't dash out. Can't take tree. Bit of a stumbling block right at the beginning of the round. And Mary's down.
What a head-to-head duel. No Omen smokes now for the attackers.
Flash on the other side of the smoke. Icy trying to find a little bit of value and a little space on the other side of that. Meanwhile, Sin just going up a bit too far.
Giving a way back in for Fischer. There's a lot of members low, though. Icy couldn't connect, but you still have the KJ sitting in the back of B and no smokes. Again, all you have is one jet smoke to isolate one of these angles. Icy can easily get some kills here.
Well, there was one. You teed it up beautifully. But one was all it was.
30 seconds
Spike
left.
well out of reach. They're going to clear the door. There's... it's going to be a foot race. It's going to be real tight. But, I mean, maybe theoretically you can make it all the way in 20 seconds.
Last player standing.
It's just too tough. Slicey just, from the start till now, just absolutely owning the round. And
10 seconds left.
although Spike can go down, it's going to take immense heroics.
Let me paint you a picture, though. Two of them are weak, and that was the other one who hadn't been. Now Dink on him so weak. But one kill is all. They will find the pistol. Goes the way of Catface.
That A main duel was just, it was everything for Catface. If that doesn't go that way, it kind of looked like you were going to get smothered on that A split, right? I feel like Luna Fox's KO molly didn't really get much value to delay that cat rush at all. It was way too far back. Usually you see KOs, use it a little bit closer in the choke to delay the actual split. But the fact that Slicey was so proactive in the A main and confident enough to take that 1v1 and winning it, it just made it that much harder for the attackers to find a way back in. Omen smokes are so important when you're trying to entry into these sites. And without them, it just makes your life just a living hell.
Yeah, it's miserable. To try to navigate that without such an important pivotal part of the plan is brutal.
Extremely slow attacking around for Fischer, just trying to get control of some of these mains. Maybe he can orb up onto the Sova, building ever closer to that Hunter's Fury. Only 4 away now. It's pretty decent for the attack so far. If they can go back and even get the A main orb, that would be more than ideal.
Yeah, I mean, in round 2? You kidding? Yeah, that's great.
You might catch a timing here, actually. Maybe not. Everybody could be main, but it's a judge. It's a judge, dog. This is... I feel like you're just going to get hit by a blender unless this dart can create enough chaos.
I think it's going to be too deep. Yeah. Sin's going to go unchecked.
Yeah.
3 kills found with the judge. The ace is stolen, but the round is secured by Catface.
Judge not being picked up, though. I wonder why. I feel like the judge is way better than the Spectre in this game right now, especially with how common light armors or regen armors are. That judge is just even easier to get one shots. Won't matter though. It was a very clean round from Catface, surviving the eco round of Fischer. But here we are, a bonus round operator investment from the defensive side, and it's a passive setup on A, so putting doubt into the minds of the attackers. I don't think they're going to be ready for this, Doug. This is going to catch them off guard. We'll see if the connection can be there, though.
And they are headed that way. Sin will be first. if they fully commit onto this. Meanwhile, the orb picked up again for Autumn, 2 pips away from the Hunter Shuri now.
This is extremely aggressive into B main from Animal, and having a spot this far up allows your team to kind of heavy lean towards that A. That's why you see 3 members here. Good Fisher.
Too far up.
Eyes are down.
Pearlsu punished.
And now surely you assume that there's going to be a speed up on the A side. That's exactly what there is.
What? That was off the dash. And now they know the opposite threat. IC 42 HP will fall as Fish crack the site wide open. The Luna Fox is going to get tagged from the wall. A weapon upgraded, though, for the rest of Catface.
There is going to be a flank, though. Look at the mini-map right now.
Yeah.
Animal's able to go all the way around. Sin needs to live right now. Can't afford to drop too early on. I say that, but it's actually Luna Fox who gets swung on in heaven, and now these players of Fischer are going to be aware of the A main flank.
Oh, that's the op again down. And all of a sudden, this is getting a little messy. That dart is so good. That dart is so freaking good. A 1v1. The 1v2 goes the way of Fish.
Insane play from the KO. I mean, extremely impactful kills into the round, but also not dropping early on to the outlaw of Luna Fox in heaven, I believe it was. Who,
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
Sekia was low, right? Light armor was bought. Taking that 1v1 against an outlaw into heaven, it's kind of RNG. That easily could be you falling, and then for you to close out the round just shows that, you know, the mistakes that Catface made into that round are going to be punished by Fischer. So now Fischer, they end up winning their first gun round. They have a semi-healthy buy.
Not taking the dash into that. I like the idea, but the execution was not there. Not there at all.
My ultimate
A flawless round to get Catface up even further.
I feel like I'm left kind of scratching my head because you want to go for a B split, and that's great because you got that KO ult off of the heroics. But where was any type of flash into market?
Yeah.
It kind of
a
felt
lot
a
of things
little
were missing. Yep.
It felt a little too free for Sin, right? Yeah, that's definitely not a follow-up round you want after, you know, closing out such an impactful round, getting an operator out of the hands of Catface. So now Catface has an opportunity to string some rounds back together. 4 agents hit on that KO dagger.
They're going to pop the ult on the other side of this, too. Everyone's going to be so tagged up. I mean, yes, it's an eco, but if you can get through this, not really invest anything else, I mean, you still have 4 members who haven't taken any damage at all. You're setting yourself up financially so well, Dre.
Yeah, this is a saying we used to have back when I used to play on FaZe was, you know, when you get hit with the KO knife in A main and it hits 4, you do not continue pressing the W key. You just reset into the round. Okay, maybe take the A main space, gather the orb, but it's nearly impossible running out of that choke without having any utility.
That was
be
a,
able to use. Yeah,
that was a saying. Y'all had that whole speech as a saying.
Yes.
Brother,
yes.
There's
Well,
no
listen,
way. Every time the knife hits 4, you should know not to. That's not a saying, bro.
We were not very intelligent. Let me tell you that, Doug. We were not very intelligent, brother. We had to make it a saying. Like, we had to. Like, trust me, brother. You casted my games, you know. Anyways. Catface with that round extremely cleanly. And now it's aggression.
It's a shark attack. Oh my goodness. This feels like they understand that Fish are on the back ropes. I mean, after getting rid of the op, they get flawless, and then they call a shark attack on that situation.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous calling from Catface.
An extremely good change of pace. I mean, that was the gun round. Look at the economy of Fischer. It's just dead.
Yep.
Catching them completely off guard. And looking good while doing it, too. Oh, my gosh. I mean, yeah, you need a timeout after the way that last round went. It's slipping away. And now there's just, I mean, what has really been working for you? Pretty much nothing. I mean, you had a good A hit on your first gun round. But even that kind of felt like Catface had it in control, and they kind of just threw it away a bit, right? I mean, some whiff shots. It was a 5v3, I believe, that just didn't go their way off of heroics from the attackers. But you've gotten decimated the last couple of rounds. It feels bad, so you have to kind of settle things right now. Maybe slow the game down a bit. Start taking some more map control around mid.
I
and
do
then go
love,
into a split.
Yeah. You know, maybe playing the map, playing the macro. That might be some of the solution there.
Yeah.
I do love how Catface kind of took that possibility, took that even that variability in the equation. They took it out of their hands. Like they were the ones who drew up the shark attack in tiles. They were the ones who didn't allow Fischer Publish to dictate the pace at all. And so if you're, I mean, and there are a couple of different ways you can do B crunches, tile crunches, things of that nature. Yep. And so, and you're kind of forced back on the right off the bat.
Yeah, and usually teams, when they run that play, it's with check knives or something.
Right.
You just don't expect it to be just with a phantom.
Right.
You know, so just getting caught off guard. All that of investment here.
Yeah, and for what? He'll trade it though. Hang on. The sheriff.
I guess it was for Kurosu.
I guess, yeah. Blades at the ready for the duelist. Meanwhile, a phantom, one singular phantom on the side of the attack.
A lot of utility for the defenders, though. You have that paranoia. You have 2 KO flashes to help set up Icy on the entry here.
Knife clear, confirming.
Doesn't connect on anybody B main.
Yeah, confirming there was someone lane though. And Slaughter has to give some of that space back as Catface slowly starts to push the way forward. The paranoia is clean. It is on the mark. It is perfect. You're absolutely right. Still 2 rifles in play. They have not dealt with what's happening in B main though. And Luna's gonna have to 1v2. Trying to isolate those fights. Got it down to 1. Time is short. Tap of the spike. The shot has to be perfect. It's got to be on the mark. And it's not enough. The thrifty round win is Fish claw their way back into that round.
Yeah, we were questioning the investment of the Hunter's Fury at first, but the paranoia was so strong, hitting both members, allowing for Kurosu to get on the scoreboard. Getting those 2 impactful kills, winning a round. All that space, and we have to shout out the breaking of the dagger from whoever was on lane. I missed who it was. But because that dagger gets broken, Catface have no idea that there's a player in B main still. And that's ultimately what was the win condition for Fischer. So, good team play, good synergy, but it's an A main walk up here. 3. Whew. So aggressive with the approach. You know what? It really does feel like the theme of today has been the team that holds the W key and
with
takes
utility.
the fight. Yeah, with utility and takes the fight to the opposition wins.
Yep. Who would have thought? Playing aggressive wins you games.
Yeah.
The aggression was a little bit too much there. Is Catface still in a position to kind of work their way back and op in hand in such an awkward retake position? Fischer in a really good spot here, Dre.
Yeah, it makes it even more awkward to the fact that Icy is so low.
That's the op sitting on the ground too. Catface have a lot to do on the other side of this. The paranoia is going to connect. It's going to buy some time though. Oh, TP'd on the other side of it. There's no way Balloon Cat knew that. My concern though is that time is pretty short. Luna has 5 HP. They have to go, and they have to go now. Pushing their way forward. Wait, the smoke was good, but they have to check on the other side of it. A 1v1. Slicey holding it half there. Oh, almost gets the kill, but Fish get another. Good night, man.
Yeah, these post plants from Fish are looking awesome. Keeping a player in B main multiple rounds in a row seems to be what Catface just cannot deal with. And I wonder now if there's going to be a little bit more emphasis for Catface on the retakes to really clear out that B main before anybody drops. Icy being dropped down that low allows for just one of the freest kills for Balloon Cat, right? And we talked about at the start of this game how rough it is for Jets to play on this attacking side. I mean, Balloon Cat is 1-8 right now. but 3 rounds have been won from Fischer. And I think that's already a really big W, considering your Jet hasn't really been online yet.
Yeah, I agree. Great trap setup.
Take Omen TP as well.
Spike is in an awkward spot here. Mary should be able to get across and get away. Not only has the TP, but has the ult too. Gotta be careful here, though. I mean, there's nobody there to challenge, but if you die, they're gonna try to re-hit A. Everybody's here.
Yeah, there's still KJ Molly as well. Turret still set up. 3 members here.
Including the
Paranoia
op.
for the defenders, though.
And now that knife just tagged 2, and it tagged both initiators.
Yeah, I think it now is when you need your Sentinel to step up to the plate. Korusu needs to come up huge here with this flank on Cat.
Second
30
falls.
seconds left.
Smoked off. They can't get out. They can't get out of a main, Dre.
Oh, it's done.
And now they're just face checking the smoke. Brother.
Yeah.
Player standing.
Yeah, good answer back from Catface.
10
Off of the
seconds
first blood onto Balloon Cat. Just really just playing the macro very well. We had a player just we had a player just deep spotting in CT. Oh, some nice shots right now.
Yeah, very nice.
But there was a player just deep spotting B main from CT, and then you had a Sova and Market holding for any type of mid lurk that maybe Korusu was gonna go for. But it was really the awareness of Slicey, you know, using that paranoia to get a kill, and then, you know, holding the flank into that door smoke, catching out like pretty much the only win condition or way back in Fischer had, which was Korusu walking up Cat, right?
Yeah.
It's a good awareness from Catface.
Yeah, no, I mean, Catface played that super well. Give me a break. Their calling has been gorgeous.
Is it going to be enough, though? It kind of feels like you need the 9-3, right? When it comes to these vanilla comps.
Possibly. This is going to be a mess. 100 Fury goes up. Icy falls. Sin trying to shoot through it, but it's Bloomcat who walks out on top. And they're trying to brute force away into the site once more. The flash is going to be really good. But no follow-up behind it. Meanwhile, ult now popped. Luna waiting on the other side as footsteps come through. Autumn.
One enemy remaining.
Thought was going to be dealt with, but on the hold, not the case. Meanwhile, Sector with the op cleans up the last. The Red Bull clutch comes through as Fish Fumblers. I don't know how they won that round.
They just went back to the same strat they ran before with the Hunter's Fury. Just go B.
And it
I
worked.
feel like Catface played a little bit too close in boat on these rounds, and just not realizing that, yo, that Hunter's Fury has a free lane, just taking out anybody there, and honestly making it a lot easier to entry into the site. You don't have to worry about those spots because the paranoia hits there, the Hunter's Fury in combo with that. So, yeah, I feel like Catface have been doing a lot of good, but Fish.
Yeah, go on.
I was gonna say Fish have been doing a good job staying into the game. What are these first bloods? This aggressiveness is insane. That was so
nothing to
clean.
lose. Yeah, it was. Kurosu testing the waters B. Doesn't like what they see. And now they rotate back A. Knife is going to tag 1, and so they should know off of that this is the lighter side of the 2. Okay.
Falling at the worst moment. Remember, that dagger landed on the animal earlier in the round.
The judge. Oh, it's a dink. Just not enough damage. Meanwhile, Luna up in heaven. Spike planted. Mary's very weak here, but still recklessly takes that fight and walks away on top.
Last player standing.
Now Fisher in a I mean, great. They've fought their way back into this half. I thought Catface were gonna run away with this.
Last
Yeah,
round in the
it
half.
felt like it, but it was those like thrifty buys that Fisher were able to win at like the perfect moments to string momentum back in their favor and like ruin the economy of Catface. There's a really good chance right now for Fisher, bar a caster's curse, that they're able to make this a 6-6 half. which is like extremely impressive for the attacking side.
And that was also with your, as you mentioned earlier, your jet not really providing a ton of kill value.
I mean, look at the stat line. It's not really off of, you know, heroics from anybody. It's just overall like team play and winning post plants, getting onto the site efficiently on impactful rounds. It's not something you see every day. You don't really see an Ascent attack side be successful with so many members having a negative scoreline. Usually it's like, okay, the jet is popping off and just instaing everybody on the entry. And Balloon Cat winning some 1v1s now. If you are able to secure this round win, going into that defensive side, it could be disastrous for Catface.
Fake of the door, but the heavy rotations B, and then look at the minimap. Look at Catface's setup right now.
Yes. And the Sova getting hit in A main is so important because it allows for these B main players to have what is basically a free B set. I mean, really a KJ.
Utility's going to be popped. Balloon Cat's going to do their best to create some space. Oh, but this KJ lockdown's going to be huge. They have to dive onto this before the rotations come through. They cannot wait it out. Spams connect. That's going to clean up the ult, and now the site is theirs. Meanwhile, Mary cuts off all rotations through stairs.
And remember, the B main was the bane of Catface's B retake, and it is again. So a 6-6 half for Fish after what felt like was going to be a dominant defensive side.
Yep.
Winning 5 of the last 6 rounds. An absolute massive comeback into the half for Fischer. And again, look at the score lines. Look at the score lines, Doug.
Yeah, this is
how is that? It just doesn't make sense that it's a 6-6 half if you're just looking at stats alone. That just shows that Fish are playing the macro game at a way better level than Catface.
This feels like one of the few maps where you can get away with doing something like that. And you're absolutely right. We were talking about potentially an 8-4, maybe a 9-3, yep. But Fish are fumblers, winning 5 of the last 6 to close out the half and make a fight out of this. Now they're going to be on the defensive side. We'll see how the Cypher does. A knife already tagging a couple. Early presence found.
Double layered trips. It's not every day you see a Cypher buying no armor, no ghost, and committing to full utility. That is so annoying to play against. I mean, quite frankly, it's just cringe. Just say it how it is.
Turret down.
And the turret's now cleared, so that's going to force the KJ to sit there. Or else you're going to lose contain from B main. Beautiful flash. Beautiful flash.
You still have a site trip to play off of.
There's the trip.
No punish.
Not yet. 45 HP. Corrosive feeling a lot of pressure. Deals a dink in exchange, but not enough to find lethality. Now, the rest of the side is Catface's for the taking. You've got this late lurk coming in, but it might be too little too late. If they can't contain, it's all for naught. But the patient game is often the best one, and there it is. Kill found. Autumn down. It's just Balloon Cat in second now.
Player standing.
Oh,
it's
what
just
a shot
now. Yep. Unlucky. I mean, so much damage dealt, not enough to secure the round. But Seki is 19 HP with the time slowly slipping away. Impossible situation. Catface take the pistol again.
Yeah, I feel like Fischer kind of the hesitation and just not being on the same page was a bit of their demise. I think that Sekia did a great job on Cat, finding that timing, killing the main duelist of Catface. But the follow-up utility just wasn't there to support Kurosu, who had honestly a very good setup with double trips. Where was the player in heaven to kind of help out and support the anchor? Or even like a KO molly or anything to just cause chaos, a KO flash. So Catface now really investing into this round with 4 big weapons, right? You've got a Phantom, 2 Bulldogs, a Guardian, and then you have this Jet with a Marshal that can kind of be used as a scout. Yeah. Like almost a human drone in a way. This Marshal is going to be one-shot kill to anybody from the defenders, and you want to lead with it. I say that as, of course, it's going to be the KO taking first, but
naturally.
Now you
now
swap with the Phantom. Make the entry even stronger. I still think it's actually better for Jet players to use the Marshal, like I said, because you can kind of use it as like a pseudo shotgun, right? With that no scope, it's so accurate close range, which is kind of to your benefit when you're dashing into sights. But I mean, a Jet with full armor and a Phantom, you'll take that too.
There's a dash. On the other side of it, Icy finds the space that they need. I mean, the guns, well, really the lack thereof on the side of Fish are just really kind of exposed here.
Now, yeah, for Fish, if you can get out some of these big, heavy-hitting weapons, that would be as good as you could do. I don't think you're winning this round by any means. Nope. And it looks like you're not getting rid of those weapons either, so it should be full arsenal brought into the bonus round for Catface. Yeah, 2 Bulldogs, a Guardian, a Phantom. And if you even want to upgrade, Icy can buy Luna Fox a gun, a Stinger, whatever it may be. Have a little bit extra firepower for the KO, opting to go for the Sheriff instead. But this is a very, very healthy buy for the attackers on this bonus round. It's just been a swing of momentum back and forth, Doug. It just feels like as soon as one team starts amassing a little bit of a lead or a comeback, the other one answers right back.
My concern, though, is remember what it took for Fish to make it a competitive first half.
Yeah.
I mean, if Catface managed to pull this off, which it doesn't look like. What?
Spike down mid.
Excuse me?
Hitting every single shot.
What? This Balloon Cat was like 2 and 11 at one point.
Yep.
Enemy remaining.
The heck was that?
It's just ridiculousness. I mean, this is the benefit of Jet on the defensive side. You just feel so much more free.
Yeah.
Like the engagements you take are just a lot easier. You're not having to force your way through, you know, all this set utility of a Killjoy. You're really able to just take the fights you want comfortably. You know, like you're able to hold certain angles, certain crosses. I was kind of doubting the Outlaw buy at first because, like I said, it was such a healthy buy from Catface that I felt like a lot of the members could have just been on full armor, and like that's where the Outlaw just struggles a bit.
Right.
But it works to Fischer's favor. Balloon Cat now can use that to amass a little bit of momentum to maybe start, you know, crawling back into this and popping off. If you could get back-to-back multi-kills, it's all you need as a duelist player. That gives you enough confidence to take things away.
Yeah,
Heart broken for you as well.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I cast a curse all the time now.
Yeah, you did. I was going to say, they're also not really playing to invest in an op either. Really buying down on
Really
this.
interesting.
Yeah, I agree. Meanwhile, Catface just kind of crunching through Fish here. Just snapping them in half. They're breaking all over the place.
A lot of set utility in mid, just a mid default. As soon as someone breaks the dart for the plotter, it makes it kind of obvious that there's like more behind it. It's looking like it could shape up to be a flawless round right now for Catface. And just to touch back on what you were talking about with that operator not being invested, considering how clean the Outlaw was looking.
And the fact that they had the money. Yeah. Or, I'm sorry, let me say that differently. They didn't have the money, but they were in a position to where they could have managed their finances so they could have had the money. Like, it was not, but they chose to buy down. And it's just, an interesting choice, especially on a map like Ascent with vanilla comps.
So, it's all left to saving this one singular rifle. You will have a buy in the next round. Balloon Cat will have maybe, I don't know, a Bucky unless someone decides to drop. But a clean round from Catface, and it was really just off of a basic mid default. You know, you have your KO. Hold on. Okay, so no gun saved over. So yeah, you have your, your basic KO knife that lands in market, clears out all pizza and market, or at least gives you the info that someone's there. A dart close mid. Once that gets broken, I mean, you face it with multiple members with a smoke on Cat. I mean, it's just very fundamental for the attacking side. Walkout mid was punished. Balloon Cat not able to get anything going. So
You're going to try it again.
We're trying to get it again, and this time with no dart being used. And an adjustment of some positioning, not walking out to go fight tiles. This time Balloon Cat is able to come out on top. Massive 1v1.
Yeah, you wonder if they were if there wasn't a spot top box. Okay. Dude, Balloon Cat, hottest and coldest, I think, a player I've ever seen. Insane. Where does this stuff come from?
I don't know. Double face as well. Upgrade to the Vandal, but still so far away from securing a round win. This 1v1 could be a pivot back into the B site. You kind of have to concede this if you're the defense and just play your numbers advantage, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you there.
Bomb grenade out.
Or Balloon Cat swings
Through,
out.
though?
And yeah, it was ill-advised. Did not what they were looking for. Meanwhile, Catface is going to pounce on that. With claws out, they fully head towards B.
Picked apart one by one, and now Fischer are left to just rely on heroics into the way back into this round, but I don't think it's going to be there. There's no reason to overextend the way that we just saw Fischer overextend. They had the round won. This is what happens when you get a little bit too overeager, a little too overconfident. Balloon Cat, yeah, you hit some really nice entries. It looks like Fischer still want to go for this.
Not a lot of money here.
You don't have the time.
Or the money. But it's a 1v1. Now Mary has to be really fast here. Beautifully played.
There was no time, though. I mean, he just went for the retake way too late. But yeah, this is the problem with getting too overconfident in these matches. Yeah, you hit two really nice shots, but to run out B main alone with no B main smoke, that dart doesn't clear anything of B main. It was a lane dart, right? So yeah, it covers lane and, like, I guess logs and a little bit of that, maybe boat. But yeah, I mean, B main's completely left wide open, and that's an easy shot to hit. There's nowhere else a player's crosshair is going to be. And then you try to walk off Cat to compensate, just getting picked apart one by one. Again, Catface have really just needed to rely on basic fundamentals to crawl their way back into these rounds.
Yeah, and to find themselves up 3 here.
Yeah. Separating themselves from Fischer. Let's see, though. A Thrifty is what's going to be needed to keep this one going. Cat with those jet knives taking all that A space. Could get a lot of kills here on the flank.
A B split.
There's the
There's
first.
Balloon Cat getting the first that you mentioned. That's the jet, too. Gonna blunt this hit a little bit more. Kurosu will fall. And they should have a lot more room to play around here. No, once again, it's blades and then it's a shorty. And both of those are now gone. And so the flank has been dealt with. They can fully turn their attention over to the rest of the map.
Peeking at the right times. This post plant, it's too strong. As soon as the flank goes down, Balloon Cat was really your only win win plan here.
Yeah,
but
yeah, you had to get a little bit more with the blades. I agree.
Yeah, but the problem is the turret was still up that whole time, and it actually shot Balloon Cat. So like, Animal was completely aware that flank was coming through, and yeah, like we saw Balloon Cat smoke off the turret, but it was already too late. Like that turret already made a connection,
right?
And now you look at the ultimates that Catface have because of the way that these rounds have been going. At last time out used from Fischer fumblers as well. This allows for some really serious repercussions. I mean, you have a Hunter's Fury, you have a Killjoy lockdown, you have Jet Knives of your own if you really want to like be explosive on the entry, an Omen ult to like go in with your Killjoy ult if you decide to go towards B. Like the world is your oyster right now if you're Catface to secure that 12th round win and get to match point. But for the side of Fischer, you're finally seeing an operator be invested, and if Balloon Cat is able to keep disrupting this default fundamental play that Catface is doing, maybe you could put Catface in a spot where they like invest the ults down numbers, and then like you get those out of their hands, and you're able to amass a bit of a comeback. That's like the only hope right now, in my opinion, because this feels like a very difficult spot to be in if you're Fischer fumblers.
But they're gonna have to figure something out here. Balloon Cat will have an op into this round with light armor and a peek across the middle of the map where it does not. I mean, maybe Annie on tiles, but doesn't seem like there's gonna be a ton of challenge there.
Yeah, I don't see the IGL of Catface falling early here for this operator. I think there's going to be awareness around it, and it's just going to be a full A hit, Doug.
You're going to peek ahead of this. Tries to dash back. I saw the window. It was there, but quickly shut. And now the op is on the outside looking in.
Oh, perfect lurk timing, too. The Sentinel head-to-head, Doug, is what I was shining light at before this series started.
Nicely done. 3v2 though, still in play. Op, still in the hands of Balloon Cat. Now switching over. Sekia saves the day. That could have been bad. They're gonna have to swing ahead of this, and Annie was just a little bit too far. I had to win the 1v1. And instead, the round is lost, and the lockdown's invested.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was saying, Doug. That's like one of the best case scenarios. Okay.
Yep.
You got an ult out, and you won the round. Sometimes when teams are on this attack side on Ascent, and you have control of the site, things are going your way at first, and it could just swing so quickly that a mistake like that can actually bite you in the bud later on. The operator didn't get much value in the last round, but maybe you can here, because it looks like Catface are running it down A main again. Just want to run it back. Oh, no connection.
How did that miss? Just off the mark. And I thought that was the one that hit. That would have been insane. Meanwhile, the Hunter's Fury used by Autumn. Split the uprights there, not finding much. And Catface have somehow gotten through this barrage of weaponry and ultimates and gotten the spike down. Right in between
back in
Icy's
was found
eyes.
from Balloon Cat. Yep.
A little more to be done, though. Drones traded, tagged, space given up. It's a 4v4 here, a lot on this 1v1. Kurosu's in the smoke, and I think Andy knows. Knife out, they walk right by each other, and Kurosu walks out on top. Meanwhile, 2 kills found. A 2v2, though. Luna has to take a step back. That's the win condition. That should secure it. The kills found. The round secured. Catface get to map point.
Yeah, Catface did such a good job of getting into the site with limited utility, able to play with that Hunter's Fury to just secure the round win. And you're absolutely right. How did that not connect from Balloon Cat in such a good spot to disrupt the actual A hit? I mean, imagine that shot connects onto the Sova ultimate, or onto the Sova who had Hunter's Fury. That never happens, right? All of a sudden, you're able to just protect the president who's defusing the spike. A game of just small mistakes cascading away for Fischer fumblers.
Yeah, this one, for as strong of a fight as they put up to close out the first half. The second half, excuse me, has left a bit to be desired.
Last time these two teams faced, it was an OT win for Catface. This time, showing massive improvements on at least this map of Ascent. Very slow approach this time.
Ooh.
And that Catface is just not ideal for your
my
Sentinel
gosh.
player.
No. If Sin wasn't there, maybe there's a catch, but they're ripping him to shreds. Autumn's left in a 1v5 with a Stinger. Yeah, right.
Yeah, info gathered as well from Catface. It's just, you're getting smothered right now from every angle. I'm surprised no one's jumping up heaven. Don't need to.
Almost. Where the blades clean it up. It's a flawless round.